Hello and welcome to the John Ark Show. This episode is called Secrets to Zoom Video Dating. Before we begin, I want to encourage you to subscribe, like, follow, and comment on the show. I would also like to tell you about HollywoodIsCalling.com. It's a service which allows you to purchase live calls with more than 100 celebrities. You can talk to movie stars, TV stars, athletes, VIPs. It's a great way to purchase a gift call for $19.95 for a 15-second live call or a 30-second live call for $29.95. You can answer the phone when they call you, or you can just send it to voicemail and then play the message from that celebrity to all your friends. It's a really cool gift idea. So give it a try. HollywoodIsCalling.com. Now, let's get started. Every single person knows that recent events have changed the way people are going on dates and pursuing relationships. It used to be that you could meet someone online or in the real world and just agree to meet with them somewhere for a coffee or a meal to see if you would hit it off. But recent events have made singles a little more skittish and reluctant to meet with just anyone. So what a lot of single people are doing is they're arranging to have their first dates on Zoom video. Doing so saves everyone time, money, and effort that might be wasted by actually driving to another physical location to meet with somebody in person for that all-important first date. So we've analyzed the popularity of this phenomenon, and we've learned why people are enjoying it so much. We've also learned some really good tips and secrets that people are using to make their Zoom video dates more fun and beneficial. Now, obviously, the first thing that people really love about making their first date with someone on Zoom video is that it's fast, it's convenient, it's inexpensive, and you're not limited geographically, but we'll go into that in a few minutes. The next thing that people love about setting up first dates on Zoom is that in the physical world, if you meet someone at a bar or a restaurant, that can take up half of your evening, and if you don't hit it off, then you'll have wasted your night on the pursuit of just one romantic option. So you don't want to do that, because with a Zoom video, you can set up as many first dates in a single day or evening as your schedule permits. Theoretically, if each of your first dates is about 30 minutes in length, then you can sit home and go on a dozen first dates in one night. That will dramatically increase your chances of meeting someone that you might hit it off with. Before Zoom, when people would actually meet someone in person, each night it might take months of first dates to meet someone that you really liked. Now you can compress all of that by going on a lot of first video dates in a short span of time, and this will make it much easier and less expensive to find someone. The next great thing about Zoom video dates is that they're much safer for people who are concerned about their personal safety when they meet strangers on a first date. If you're a lady who happens to decide to talk to someone, and then you're on your first date in the real world, and you quickly realize that he's a creep or that this person's crazy, then that probably means you have to worry about them trying to follow you back to your car, and you don't want that. With Zoom video dates, you never have to worry about that happening on a first date, because it'll all be virtual. On a video date, the minute you realize that the person you're talking to is crazy or creepy, you can politely tell them that you have to get going, and then hit the end meeting button. That's the key to personal safety. Hitting the end meeting button. Once you do that, you don't have to worry about them following you anywhere. The next thing that makes going on first dates with Zoom so fantastic is that you're not geographically limited or confined to your current location. You don't have to focus on people in your city. You can expand your search to other cities, states, or countries, and dramatically increase the likelihood of finding someone you care about. Now, I have to caution you. We've analyzed the foreign dating market, and if you think the failure rate for Americans dating Americans, if you think the failure rate for those relationships is high, then wait till you see what the failure rate for Americans dating foreigners is. The problem is always the fear of somebody trying to come here, not because they love you or want to be with you, but because they want a green card. And what happens is you only have 90 days to figure that out once they're here. So a lot of people get pressured into marriages or relationships they don't want simply because of the compressed time frame. So keep that in mind. The failure rate for dating foreigners or dating people offshore is horrific. So is the expense of doing so. So keep that in mind. The next great benefit to going on a Zoom video first date is that it reduces the likelihood of someone catfishing you on a first date. People can always put fake photos of themselves on their singles ad, but when it comes to a live Zoom video date, you can't do that. You have to show your face, and that's a huge benefit. You know what else people can't fake or lie about on their Zoom video dates? They can't lie about their weight. If you weigh 400 pounds and you've been telling people that you have a normal build or that you're just a little curvy, and then you show up on the first Zoom video date with them, and it's quite obvious that you're as big as the state of Texas, then that's going to put an end to your catfishing and to your weight deception tactics. Here's another huge advantage for Zoom video first dates. It prevents people from using each other for free meals or drinks. In the past, a lot of people have complained about going on first dates with someone who it turned out was obviously only there for free drinks or meals. By arranging your first date on Zoom, you can eliminate all of that financial exploitation and just focus your time and your energy on people who are genuinely looking for a relationship with you. Now, I know this next observation is going to sound a bit weird, but it's happening so frequently now that we think you should know about it. As anyone who has been on the dating sites online lately can tell you, it seems that the internet dating sites have been overrun by prostitutes pretending to be normal single women, but in reality, they're just looking for someone to take financial advantage of. One of the things that people tell us is great about Zoom date first dates, is that it filters out a lot of the hookers and the con men and the con women who are just trolling for customers. It's also really good at something else that people love. It helps you filter out a lot of the foreign scammers who are pretending to live in the United States, but really live in Nigeria or somewhere else. Most of these shady characters refuse to show their real faces on Zoom video, so when that happens, you know it's time to move on to the next person. The next thing that's interesting about Zoom video first dates is that if the person on the other end of the video is at home, then you may be able to see a little bit of what their place looks like in the background of that video. That means if you're talking to someone and you can clearly see that they live in what appears to be a crack house or their mother's basement, then that tells you something. Conversely, if you're talking to someone who never video calls you from their home, then maybe that person is married, or they're living with someone and they just don't want you to know. That sort of thing can also raise red flags. Another benefit to arranging your first dates on Zoom video is that you don't have to spend a lot of time with someone the way you would if you physically drove somewhere and walked into the restaurant and immediately saw that they weren't a good match for you. Some people will limit their first Zoom dates to 5 or 10 minutes, and with that short amount of time, you can see 10, 20 people an evening and dramatically increase your odds of finding somebody. So here are some tips for Zoom video first dates. First, don't ever display your real name on the video screen for them to see. Only display a made-up username or screen name. Next, I would recommend that you be patient. Don't give someone your phone number immediately just because you really enjoyed your first video date with them. Get to know them over time so that you can see who they are and what they really are. It takes a while to really get to know someone. Take that time to Zoom with a number of people before you decide who you want to meet with in the real world. Next piece of advice is that if you're not sure about someone because they seem a little off, then ask one of their roommates or the relatives to join the two of you on a Zoom video call so you can get a sense for what kind of people their family and friends are. That can always tell you a lot about people that you're trying to get to know. I believe that going on first dates virtually over Zoom or Skype will actually be a huge benefit and convenience for a lot of people, and it'll dramatically increase the ease with which people are finding relationships. Or if you're not finding real love, then maybe you'll find more people just pretending to love you. So with that, I want to thank you for watching, and we'll talk to you soon.